Hi, my name is Joni, Peddie. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to be smarter? Do you want to make better decisions? Do you want to just feel fantastic, improve your mood? Well, I'm going to offer you this magic blue pill. Only kidding, that's so often what we're looking for. One quick little instant gratification pill that's going to make us feel fabulous, lose weight, and be far cleverer. That's not the case. So let's have a look at how we use sleep as the elixir for longevity, for health, for boosting your immune system, and certainly making you a whole lot cleverer. So I brought my second brain with me tonight, and we'll be talking about how do you sleep your way to the top and being a top performer. So sleeping your way to the top, to being a top performer, what is it that you can do? I guarantee that many of you watching have a few really bad habits. Because what do we know? We know the World Health Organization has said 1 in 3 adults are having insufficient sleep or having too little sleep. So we're looking to do things slightly differently. And I'm going to take you through a few things that you can do during the day. In fact, a good night's sleep starts from the minute you wake up. What can you do during the day? And then what can you do as the sun sets quite differently to pave the way for an excellent, deep, restorative night's sleep? So what do you do as you wake up? Many of us go straight to that kettle. We put the kettle on and we want that tea or coffee to get us going for the day. Well, actually, that's not what your brain needs. Your brain does not need more dehydration as you wake up. During the night, your brain flushes out toxins. They're called beta amyloid, and it actually goes from a grape to a little shriveled raisin. So as you wake up in the morning, if you do want to switch the kettle on, it's herbal tea or hot water and lemon or something to that effect, or even just a glass of water. So try that as a quick switch. The second thing as you wake up, in fact, within 30 minutes of waking, you should step onto your veranda, have a look at the sky, or even better still, just step out into the road and go for a 10 or 20-minute walk. So our eyes are connected to our brain and our circadian rhythm, our body clock. If you step outside within 30 minutes of waking and you go for a very quick walk and you're watching the sun come up perhaps, or even if it's a cloudy day, you're getting natural light. Your brain is starting to say, hey, let's simmer down the melatonin and let's improve the production of cortisol, and you'll be wide awake for the day. It is such a small little habit, and I've noticed doing that differently in my way of being in the morning. I feel far more wide awake and really vibrant for the day, and vibrant into the afternoon, which is what many of us are looking for. So that's your second habit in the morning. A third habit that you could be looking at is you could be saying, right, I do like my tea and coffee, and I certainly do, is don't have your first cup of tea or coffee until you've been awake for about 2 or 3 hours. So I'm a lark. I wake up really early in the morning as opposed to being an owl. Many people work late at night. I go to bed early and I wake up early, and it doesn't matter whether you're an owl or a lark. But I prefer to wake up at about 5 a.m. and my first cup of coffee is about 8 a.m., 3 hours after waking. What's the science behind that? The science behind that is that your brain produces a neurotransmitter called adenosine during the day. It's just what happens in your brain. And if you delay the brain producing that, you are not going to get that afternoon nod. Do you know that feeling where you go like, gadung, gadung? In South Africa, we call it the wildebeest nod, that 2 o'clock in the afternoon, where you're just feeling dreadful, and then you're reaching for coffee or a terrible carbonated soft drink. So I'm suggesting to you that you delay your coffee intake in the morning. While we're on the topic of coffee, which I've said to you that I love, and I can have 6 cups in the morning, please try and have 1 cup of coffee, 1 glass of water, because coffee always dehydrates the brain. The other thing that I do is I actually monitor when I stop having caffeine during the day. So if I go to sleep at about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, I stop having my caffeine at 1 p.m. every day. I could be out to lunch, having a wonderful lunch and wanting a cappuccino after lunch. If it's after 1 o'clock, I will not have that cappuccino, or I'll just have a decaf cappuccino. So many people that I chat to and that I coach on sleep and insomnia are still having a cup of tea or coffee after dinner. And they could be saying to me, hey Joni, but I go to sleep really easily at night, but they are not getting that deep stage 4 sleep that flushes out all those toxins I spoke about earlier. So that's another quick habit, is stop your caffeine 8 hours before you go to bed. So those are some of the daytime routine things you could do. Let's now talk about at night. What could you do at night and paving the way for a good night's sleep? So the first thing I try and do, hand on heart, I don't get it right every night, is I try and step outside again to watch the sun set. So because our brains are hardwired, our eyes are hardwired to our brains, watching the sunset is already an indicator to your brain that the day is coming to a close. So why do you do that? Is you're getting red light into your brain, and then your brain starts to say, hey, let's reduce that cortisol, the stress hormone, and let's start to get the brain ready for night. So I'm quite fastidious about this, actually. I step outside, even if I have to go back to my computer and do a bit of work after that. I've seen just a little bit of the nighttime glow. That's my trigger and my memory signal to put on my blue blocking glasses. What are those? Those are glasses, you can Google, there are many different brands. They are glasses that are stopping the blue light from your computer, your mobile phone, your TV, and even your overhead lights. That blue light goes into your brain and it stops the production of melatonin. So I put my glasses on right after sunset, and I'll be walking around my home, not even watching TV or on my computer, but my brain is getting ready for bed. So that's one thing you could do. The other thing that I do is I absolutely do have a full stop at the end of the day, where if I've worked till whatever time, I'm quite fastidious of not working till after 7 p.m. at night. I have a full stop and then work is done. My laptop's closed, I put everything away, and I actually start to gear my brain to relax. I'll do some relaxation techniques. I'll maybe lie on the floor. I'll do some stretches. I'll, feel really relaxed and just doing simple things. I've got these bands around my house. I've got one in my bathroom, one in my bedroom, one in the kitchen. I put these around my ankles. I'll do like a little crab walk while I'm making dinner at night. But I actually try and tune my brain to relaxation. So that's one of the things I do at the end of the day. The second thing is I have a whole pre-bedtime routine. What does that encompass? Is if I know I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock, in the early days of researching sleep, actually I used to set my mobile phone to go off at 8 p.m. so that I've got an hour for this Boeing here to land on that long runway. We're thinking and we're deliberating and we're making decisions all day. It's quite hard to switch off your brain. So give yourself at least an hour or 90 minutes. So 90 minutes is probably where I am now. I do not watch TV. I'm not on my mobile phone, and certainly I'm not on my computer for 90 minutes every single day. So I call that my daily digital detox, off digital devices totally. So I have a kind of a routine that I put in place. Is I'll go and have a beautiful hot bath with Epsom salts and lavender. I read my novel. In the good old days before my sleep research, I was researching leadership books and more emotional intelligence books and designing workshops, etc. at night, and I don't do that anymore. I'm so grateful to Ariana Huffington. I worked with her in Washington, D.C., and her advice was, you really need to have that full stop at the end of the day and read a novel. Have some fun at the end of the day. So I have a bath, I read my novel, and then I'm vociferous about my bedroom, having a cool, dark bedroom. So what does that mean? Well, it means if you have got an air conditioner, is that your air conditioning is set at 16 degrees Celsius. What does it mean? You also, if you don't have blockout curtains, you make sure that one of these chaps, a mask, is next to your bed, on your bedside table. So I absolutely absolutely am vociferous about a cool bedroom and a dark bedroom, and a bedroom that's cleared of clutter. Because if you've got a bedroom cleared of clutter, your senses operate differently in terms of your environment. So have that all in place. It's really important. And then I also have briefed my family. I've said, right, my bedroom, or stroke our bedroom, my husband and I, our bedroom is for 3 things. It's for sleeping, it's for reading, and it's for intimacy. So I've got 2 daughters. They are 22 and 24, and they're quite gutsy girls, and they like to discuss life and debate what's happening, and boyfriends and issues and problems and work and all of that stuff. And I love that stuff. Or they fight with me. That's pretty normal in a family. And I say, right, girls, when I'm in my bedroom, as I've opened that door and I've gone into my sanctuary, I will not have rigorous debate or arguments in the bedroom. If you want to argue with me, I'm going to reverse out and I'm going to go and sit in the lounge. So really make your bedroom the place for sleep. Make sure that you associate a beautiful bedroom with a good quality night's sleep. So I hope you've enjoyed these tips. We will have a masterclass on this when we'll go into a lot more depth. We'll be having a look at sleep and weight, sleep and work, sleep and decision making, and other dimensions of your life, and how you can master this really good habit. After all, you spend 1/3 of your life, or you should do, sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours a night for your brain to reboot and for you to keep getting smarter, because you grow new brain cells every day if you look after good quality sleep on a daily basis. So thank you for listening, and we're going to be chatting about some questions after this, and what else you could do quite differently to get this good night's sleep.